I present to you our next game.
Now, I'm pretty sure that most of you guys have probably already heard the rumor that Sony might be doing a remake of Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, keep in mind, this is just a rumor, so it could be wrong, but regardless, it's incredibly hilarious to me that this might actually be a thing, because PlayStation fanboys 100% have only themselves to blame for this shit. Like, if you go on Twitter, you'll see that all the PlayStation fanboys, like even the hardcore fanboys, are incredibly disappointed about this. But again, it's their own fault. Don't get this shit twisted. They're the ones who were very happy and very excited when PlayStation came out with a remake of Last of Us for $70. They're the ones who bought that shit. Now, what might shock you about this news is that most PlayStation fanboys are quite disappointed when they heard this. It's like they found their last couple of living brain cells and used them to have a somewhat, coherent, logical thought. But unfortunately, it seems like this is not gonna stop PlayStation fanboys from opening their wallets, as can be very clearly seen by this tweet. It literally says Psy opens wallet, which means he's expressing disappointment that Sony isn't, reviving a classic series that deserves to be revived, or God forbid, create a new game, but he's still willing to pay for this soulless cash grab anyway. It really shows how hypocritical these people are. Like, even though they're disappointed in Sony and they're kind of pissed off, they will still buy this because they're corporate dick riders and they can't not pay $70 for a Sony game, right? Now, I wanted to see what the people, the PlayStation fanboys on YouTube thought about the rumor. Unfortunately, the only person who made a video is MBG. Now, I know I've already discussed MBG in my past two videos, and I don't really like to discuss one person too many times in a row, especially MBG because of the way he speaks, but hopefully, in his videos, he'll talk faster than in his live streams.
Alright guys, we have to take a moment here to talk about some new reports that are coming out that claim Sony is planning to release a remaster or possibly a remake, although it seems more likely to be a remaster of Horizon Zero Dawn. And I felt the need to make a video on this separately and as soon as I could, because this is something that is beginning to pick up a lot of steam, and there are a lot of different reactions and takes on this.
Fuck me, I guess it doesn't matter if he's live or not. This guy just always speaks incredibly slowly and takes forever to get to the point. Like, at least when he's live, I can kind of get it because, he doesn't have the luxury that you have with recording, where you can think about what you say before, you hit the record button, but he just always speaks like this. How the fuck do people watch his videos?
And so I figured we could go over the information here and I would kind of give my thoughts on it. So first off, this is being reported.
Okay, well, fuck it. I'm just gonna do this, if you guys don't mind, and skip to the part where he actually, gives an opinion.
This is really interesting to me because we're just coming off of The Last of Us Part 1, and that was pretty divisive, and it still is very divisive. A lot of people were questioning whether or not a game like The Last of Us really needed a remake. It already got remastered on the PS4, and especially at the $70 price point.
Yeah, you know what's funny? That these people, even though they don't like the fact that The Last of Us was being remade, and now they don't like the fact that possibly Horizon is being remade, they bought this shit anyway. It's so hypocritical, I swear to God.
About the notion of a remake or remaster for Horizon Zero Dawn. Now,
just real quick in case anybody's wondering, I had to skip 7 minutes into the video. It took him 7 minutes to actually get to the point.
what I'll say is this to me seems completely and totally unnecessary. I mean, even beyond what we saw with The Last of Us Part 1. Regardless of how Sony chooses to handle this, I just want that to be clear. I really don't believe Horizon Zero Dawn needs a remaster or a remake. I feel as though if you play this game on a PS5, on Sony's latest console, it has a patch to bump it up to 60 FPS, it's perfectly fine. It really doesn't need to be brought up any more than that. And no, in my opinion, no development resources, regardless of whether it's Guerrilla or another team at Sony doing this, no development resources should be wasted on this.
Wow, and actually good take from MBG. I'm sure he won't fuck that up within the next 10 seconds.
This is going to be positioned as a Horizon Zero Dawn remake for $70 for PS5, which that's absolute worst case scenario. More in line with something like the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection, because you know what's interesting about this is no one really got upset about that, and I feel like the reason is kind of simple. I feel like people weren't upset about the Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection because they thought it was just kind of a good deal, right? You're getting basically the latest 2 Uncharted games. They're being brought up, and it's being sold at a reasonable price.
See how he's already kind of damage controlling it a little bit? He's saying like, oh, but you know, the game coming out is like a remaster for $70 like The Last of Us did. That's worst case scenario. It's probably gonna be like the Uncharted Legacy collection. Which, by the way, the reason why nobody complained about that Uncharted collection being remasters is because they were remasters of quite old games that were all put into a very affordable collection, you know, $50, and then put on platforms where those games were previously not playable. This is a remaster of a game that is already playable on all the platforms it's gonna go to. I really don't get this. Like, these PlayStation fanboys, they seem to understand why they should be upset about this remaster. And to a certain extent, they are upset, but at the same time, they're also damage controlling and saying that they're gonna, you know, buy it anyway. It's so weird and hypocritical. Like, they have this weird blind loyalty to a corporation that even when the corporation fucks up, and they know the corporation has fucked up and they don't like it, they'll still support them and give them money while complaining about it. It's very weird. Anyway, boys, this video is at an end. I am very curious to see how this situation develops. You know, when or if it is even revealed that this remake or remaster is real. I really want to see how the how the ponies react to it then. But yeah, with that being said, this is the end of the video. If you guys like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.